Hello everyone, today's video is going to be on my GTX 980. Now, in the past, I actually remember I had a brand new GTX 980, and after 2 weeks, the card just died. And then after that, I got a replacement, and it was working fine. However, I do remember from the very beginning, the fans didn't seem to be working right or something like that. There weren't any weird noises, but one fan wouldn't work sometimes, one fan would, and it was kind of weird. And little did I know that that was actually a problem. That was an issue, and I should have taken it to the shop. But instead, I was like, oh, I don't know too much about this, so maybe I'll just keep it. Um, but yeah, it was a mistake. Anyways, now I've noticed. I mean, I think 3, 4, 5 months ago, I noticed that when I start up the PC, it would make weird noises. Now that was an issue, but now I think it's gotten worse because now even at like low RPMs, the fans are pretty weird. They make rattling noises, which is not right. Now I can get a replacement for around 20 US dollars, which isn't a whole lot of money at all. And I don't mind getting it, but I don't want to wait. I don't want to have to pay up when I can maybe just check them out, see what's inside. Maybe the bearing oil just has to be changed, which in fact I have. It's the same kind of oil that you use in RC cars, but I'll just double check to make sure that it is. And yeah, so hopefully, if everything goes well, I can put this card back in as soon as possible and finish up the video that I was making for today. I have already cleaned up the back plate. It was a little bit dusty. I have a lot of fan filters, so it wasn't too bad, but it was quite dusty. Also, on the inside, there is quite a bit of dust as well. Now, when I was actually first taking out this card and I was playing around with it, I noticed that if I would spin this fan around a few times, not sure if I'll do it. But basically, it would make a really weird sound, which was what I was hearing. But now, after I played around with it for a while, it's stopped. So have I fixed the issue just by spinning it around? I don't know. We'll have to find out. So yeah, I'm gonna start by removing the shroud, this entire thing, and inspecting the fans, or actually I might maybe just put it back into my PC and see if it makes that sound. But I'll probably just open the shroud first. Okay, so I have removed the shroud, and for my future reference, these smaller screws, these ones, which have a smaller, well, I mean, like, which aren't as long, these are for the fans, and these slightly longer ones are for the shroud. For the top of the shroud, it fits like in here and in here. And for the shroud, on the outside, we have these things. Also, I have left everything plugged in, so that's why I don't move this out of the way, and I don't move the fans out of the way. Now here is something very interesting. Actually, it's not interesting. It's quite shocking to me. If you'd look at this area of the heat spreader, whatever you call it, you will notice a lot of dust. Now, if you look at this one, it looks practically clean, which is honestly quite shocking. This means that this fan, since the very beginning, has been moving little to no air whatsoever. This also means that probably the performance that I was getting over all of these years was horrible. Because I don't think that the card, which for me, it normally does run at 80 degrees on full load, although yesterday it ran at 90, so that's why I was really worried that, something's definitely wrong. and this shows it. So now I can't bring this into the shop because my warranty is already over. It was over like 2 years ago, so I can't do anything except for fixing it up myself. Now I'm not too sure if these fans are what are they called? Like push-ins or whatever you call it. You push them in and there's like a center pin and it just spins. I'm not too sure whether they're those kind of fans, but if they are, then I can just pop them off and put in some, lubricant and take care of the insides. Get rid of all the old lubricant, which is probably quite disgusting now after all these years, after all the dust. So yeah, I'm gonna check out whether these fans are the type that I suspect they are, and if they are, I will definitely clean them up, and then I'll put them back in. I'll clean up the heat sink, and I'll get back to you guys once I'm done. Hopefully this will be a quick process so I can start making videos once again. But this is the dead fan, the suspected dead fan. It does, however, spin sometimes, but not often. So we'll check out what's wrong with it. Maybe there's a connection issue. I have no idea. We'll see. Okay, so now I have cleaned up most of the dust. Now, by cleaned up, I mean I just spread it everywhere. But in the end, it will recollect somewhere. Hopefully my fan filters, because it'll circulate around the room. But of course, I will vacuum this. However, there is some that has spread around the room, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put these fans back on, and I'm gonna see what happens. Because as I said before, the sound had gone. Oh crap! Got it on my hand. But the sound has gone away from this. Has disappeared from this fan. When I spin it, it spins quite okay, although there's a little bit of resistance. Yeah, this one feels, I think, a little bit better. No, relatively the same, but there was a weird sound with this one a little while back. So I'm gonna re-screw everything on, and I will see how it does. If the fans both spin, if everything's okay, then we'll call it a day. But if not, then I will put some bearing oil. Now I did try and open these fans, but honestly I'm quite scared to do that. I did watch a video where someone took off similar fans off of their sockets, but I'm not sure if these kind of fans are the same type. So yeah, I don't want to force it off. So I don't know what's going on, so I better not do anything. So I'm gonna put the fans back on, see how they work. Maybe clean this up a little bit more. As you can tell, it's still quite dirty, but a lot cleaner than it was before. There's like a huge amount of like dust everywhere. Okay, thankfully I didn't bend anything. Okay, so I'll do that and I'll see you guys once I'm done. Okay, so I've just done the screws on both of the fans, and I have noticed the sound again. So if I spin this, whoops, spins nice and freely. Now if I spin this one, you hear that? It's actually not as bad as it once was, but it is still there, which is not good. Oh, it's getting quieter. Interesting. So I will take this fan back out and see if there's anything I can do about it. Maybe put some oil, some lubricant in there, and see if that helps. So at this point I am completely confused, because as you can tell, the front one isn't spinning. Okay, now it is, but for a while now it wasn't. The rear one is spinning. Not too sure how well, but it is, for one thing. But it's still making a horrible noise while running nice hash miner, just to test the thermals and stuff like that. So it's very weird. Just the entire fan situation is quite weird. So I'll have to see what happens. But I'll probably buy a new set of fans. So yeah, very strange. So unfortunately in life, not everything has a happy ending. This side still rattles, this one still doesn't, so it's a bad fan. It still shocks me how this fan has practically never worked. If you have seen the amount of dust that there was in here, there was practically none, whereas in here there was a lot of dust. I've even tried using some bearing oil in here in this motor, but it didn't work. So yeah, I'll just order a new set of fans, and that'll be that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.